kids, welcome back to Uncle Fezzi's Mad Lab. What's Uncle Fezzi up to today? Well, quite frankly, multiple different things. One is I've given up on all my cameras and I'm so pissed off at everything I just don't want to work with any of it anymore. So I'm using my iPhone to take this video. Why not? That's what all the kids are doing, right? So, my other video, or the video that is in the can right now that I'm fighting with, was shot on my Xpro ones. And one of the things with the Xpro One that is a known issue, or was an issue, or was something that people quickly realized was, a bit of a pain in the ass, was holding the camera itself. So there's this little wheel here that, depending on, it's a dual button, it's a dual purpose wheel, it's a push button, and it's an adjuster for your f-stop, your aperture, on non-aperture ring lenses. I don't ever use that button. As a matter of fact, if anything, it gets in my way. The other button that you have a tendency to futz with is this one here. I've ruined a lot of pictures because I grabbed this and screwed it up and changed the exposure compensation. It's not something I generally mess with because I not for nothing, I like to do it right the first time. So you can buy this part. Oh, this is the, in my other video, I discussed this, this mount here. It's not a mount. What is a mount? It's a tripod mount, but this was actually made by Fuji. It's all aluminum. This is what got part of this project started, is I wanted to actually make this handle in a different material that's a little bit bigger. I actually have little bitch hands, so it's not really a big deal for me, but this thumb thing is a big deal. So, because I'm teaching myself how to use Fusion 360, and I have a 3D printer, and I've got crazy glue stuck to my cutting mat, and it's just pissed me off. Fucker. Ah, good. Life is good. I decided I was going to make this part. This is part of the reason I bought a 3D printer, right? Because I wanted to make parts. So, I'm going to hide this one because that's the final iteration that we're going to run with for the time being. So, I went into Fusion 360, which I've been playing with for a while now. Well, a while being a week or two. I don't think I could have made this part in Tinkercad. So as you can see here, I have all these laying out on the table. Oh, and this one, we're going to set that one aside too. And these are the different iterations. So the way this thing works is it pushes into the hot shoe. Now I've never actually used the factory one. Now the factory one was like die-cast aluminum or cast aluminum. Maybe some of the good ones were machined, but the vast majority of this stuff is cast. I'm fairly sure this is cast. This is a really nice piece. But it's all aluminum. Aluminium, if you're on the other side of the pond. So this was the first one that I built. I'm going to show I'll show the Fusion 360 SketchUp that I did, or the design I did. I was really proud of it. It printed out okay. Now these are in PLA, just straight standard PLA, and I printed them in like a rough draft kind of mode. So this was the first one that I came up with, and as you can see here, this hole isn't quite right. This isn't aligned up correctly. This piece here is actually a little bit too long, and it doesn't sit flush against the top of the camera, and it doesn't slide all the way into the hot shoe. Now there's a spring inside the hot shoe that doesn't work unless unless whatever you slide into the hot shoe is fully engaged. And this one's too short, right? So it's uncomfortable to hold. It's uncomfortable. So that one, back to the luck with you, Nessie. We're going to use it as a demonstrator here. So then I went back in and I made this one, right? So you can see here clearly, this one is considerably longer. We'll put them right on top of one another so you can see how much longer it is. So believe it or not, that little 20 or, you know, a little bit less than a quarter of an inch really made a difference on how nice it felt in my hand. So I'll slide that in there like that. Boink. But it still didn't really fit nice. I still have some fitment issues. We'll get into those in a second because I am fighting with Fusion. That's part of what this video is about. So there's a draft angle on this part of the camera. Okay, so there's an angle here, and it's a really slight angle. It's like less than 10 degrees between this surface and this surface. I measured it with this thing, which isn't super duper accurate, and it's way too big, but I think I got it right, and I think it's 10 degrees. So what do you do next? Where is it? So then I thought, okay, well, this one slides in real nice, and it goes all the way home, and it doesn't. It's like, it's okay, right? It doesn't fall out, but it doesn't stick in, doesn't stay in. But it also has this little section here that's it's not square. So it's not straight, it's not square. Well, it is square, or it's straight, but it's square, but it's not straight, right? There we go. That's what a hook scale's for. So you can see here that it's not, it's over by, you know, maybe 10 thou. Not even. No, it's 64ths. Yeah, it's whatever. It's about a 1/16 of an inch too long. And it doesn't need to be that long. And the print wasn't flat on the build plate, so you got these, it was putting support underneath of it. I knew it was going to put support under the shoe, and I actually wanted that rough surface there. So that was the second one. So this is the first one. That's the second one. I also made this a little bit bigger. And then we got to the third one, where I trimmed this off. So this is now parallel. We're pretty damn close to it. This one actually peeled up off the build plate just a tiny bit. You can see, if you look real careful, it's the finish on it's not great. This is not straight because it peeled up off the build plate a little bit. Now these are prototypes. It only took about 20 minutes to print them, so I didn't really care. And these are just out of regular PLA. So I made this one, slides this in, bango, right? Seems okay. I straighten the hole out so I can access this. I can still work this button, but it gives me a real nice grip on the camera. I mean, like, I can't believe I went so long without having this. So now the next thing I did was I had a little bit of an epiphany, right? This is thermoset plastic. So I yanked, what I needed to do was get this draft angle. So I cut out my heat gun and I heated that sucker up just enough to get it not gooey, but definitely flexible. So I jammed it in there. And look at that. It's not perfect. And this angle's kicked up a little bit. But it's pretty damn close to being perfect to me. And it's perfect enough. So I decided that that's what I was going to run with. And I like that design. I'm still futzing with that design, but I like that design. Now, the Mac Daddy, right? This one didn't fit all that great either. When I heated it up, I think I mushed it a little in the hot shoe. It was kind of a side effect that I was expecting. You know, you heat a piece of plastic up and you shove it into a cold hole. Chances of it being a little loosey-goosey when you're done are pretty good. So that's that one. Now, this is the finished product for the time being. This is printed out of PLA carbon fiber. I took maybe like a thou off the bottom so it would print flat on the build plate. So I got the nice finish, the nice build plate finish on the bottom. I got I have a little bit of layer lines in here. I can deal with them, but I really like to finish the grippiness of this carbon fiber. And I got fancy and I did, this is printed at 50% plus infill. Basically it's a solid piece of it's solid. Because the way I did it was like the layer, basically it's solid. And fits in there nice and tight. I'm not going to heat this one because I like the way it feels. And I printed out 2 of them. I liked them so much. Now I'm going to show the Fusion 360. I'm just going to do it with my phone because I don't know how to, take a screenshot off of my computer. But I really like this. This is like one of the coolest things I've made with the 3D printer. So let's show, and then here it is with the, this is the part with the support still in it, and on it. And the support, let's see, now it's not gonna wanna come off. The support came off pretty good. Ooh, look at that. And then, yes, nothing like using your very expensive Swiss-made file marking knife to cut support off with. This thing's like razor sharp and really good at this. It's like my favorite tool for this. Ow, fucker. I'm glad I bent the point on that. It didn't actually poke me. So there. Now we're gonna test fit this one on this camera. Actually, go grab the other camera. Oh yeah, that fucker went right in there, nice. So now my OCD, both cameras must be identical except for their lenses, is complete. Just ignore these broken screen savers. They're sacrificial. And I break them every time I put new ones on. So there we go. Now, you're gonna have to excuse shaky camera here. And this is the part. And I designed the whole thing in Fusion 360. I'm really proud of this. This is like it's like winner chicken dinner here. Oops. I'm pretty proud of that. I had to push a video out, and I'm fighting with the other video I shot the other day. So, well, there you go. Made thumb things for my 12-year-old cameras.